It is Troy with Raw Focus for your Monday. Time right now to catch up with David Rogers. David is from Nutrien Ag Solutions. He's the Regional Business Manager for Crop Protection, Horticulture and Seed here in WA. Dave, good morning, mate.
Morning, Troy, and morning, listeners.
Speaking today, of course, about ag chem imports into Australia. Firstly, mate, how's the power supply looking for this?
Yep. Well, 2021 was an interesting year, and 2022 is no different. But one thing, at tail end of 2021, there was massive indications that there's going to be massive power shortages out of China. So that it was implicated the ag chem industry as well as lots of other imports out of China. So all of that's pretty much abated now. We've the Chinese seem to have some coal reserves, and we've gone through that, but it did cause some headlines and some issues for a while there. Yeah.
So what about the global apart from China, mate? What about the global demand?
Global demand is the single biggest thing that's causing massive rises in ag chem and other inputs, fertiliser, machinery. What we've seen to be doing is because the shipping and the lead times to get product into the country is so massive, and other countries around the world, the order book of requirements has just been condensed into a 6-month period, just putting so much pressure on the demand because the lead times are so long, and I think we're all well aware that this is causing some of these massive prices. Some of the price rises are material, but some of them is just the supply and demand. I refer to it as the toilet roll buying syndrome sometimes. Yep.
For sure. Yes, we are chatting with David Rogers from Nutrien Ag Solutions. COVID, mate, playing some sort of part in this, and going forward, is that still the big unknown?
There's no doubt COVID has caused a lot of the global shipping problems, and even getting product into the Fremantle port or other. We've had to ship some stuff around the corner because it's too hard to get it here, then road freight it across, and then we or rail it across until the railway line gets washed out on us. So there's been multiple issues with it, and I think the COVID is just still the big unknown. Who knows what future curveballs it'll throw at us. I think China has got the zero COVID policy, so they could shut down a whole province on us tomorrow if they come up with a new strain or something like that. But we'll have to deal with that as it comes. But I'm no doubt there will be further curveballs, and it'll affect part or all of the ag chem industry in some way, and machinery imports, fertiliser, so on and so forth.
It'll sort of put a big dent in the whole lot, pretty much, really, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely will. Yep.
Mate, are you finding that customers are, say, balking at the proactive offtake?
Just starting to see that now.
Okay.
We've come back off holiday. So before Christmas, there was a reasonable amount of leftover stock from last year that was, reasonably good pricing. So all of that's been washed out through the network, and now the reality is that some of these new higher prices are here for the rest of the year. So, rightfully so, they should balk at it, or I can see why they're balking at it. Some of the 10 to 70% price increases of what they would have paid last year. So. Yeah, some are reluctant to take product on board at these prices, waiting for the price to fall. My only warning on that would be, even though we are starting to see some signs that the price may start to ease, shipping container prices are starting to ease. You can actually get a shipping booking now, where previously you'd order it and then you just live in hope that you get a booking. So. And that order book is starting to get filled now, and so it's starting to free up a little bit. But realistically, we won't see any price easing on this year's inputs for the 2022 cropping season until July, August, September, just because whatever we buy now, it's still 3 to 5 months to get some stuff shipped, supplied into it. So it's here for this cropping season, and so by growers, balking at it, it's just going to condense that supply chain within Australia if we have an early break to the season and so on and so forth. And I think the other big point I'd really like to, from this interview, tell the listeners as well is the high prices we're paying, I think a lot of the suppliers and probably Nutrien itself is, we know that there's another side to this where the prices will start to come off. So all of us are probably, we're not ordering massive amounts because we don't want to get caught with something that's 70% higher than what we would normally pay next year. So there's a limited stock that's coming into the country, which is going to cause an issue for us as well.
Yep.
And I think, our friends on the East Coast who are having what looks like to be there's massive amounts of subsoil moisture, so they'll, all but guaranteed of a cropping season. So if they've got massive demand and they go early the same time as us, there'll be a massive supply chain issue on the limited stock that's in the country at the high price that it is. So if we don't, I don't know, grab what we need, I think would be my suggestion, and when the price, and just as much as you need, no more, no less, and then when the price comes off, we'll deal with it then. But I think there will be some massive shortages just because suppliers are reluctant to get caught to high price.
So you're more or less saying, get it now pretty much?
I think what I'm trying to say is the price, it is what it is for this year, unfortunately. If we wait for it to come off, the season would have finished before that happens. And there's not massive amounts of inventory in the pantries of some of the ag chem suppliers.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
And before I let you go, mate, how are things at Nutrien Ag?
I think it's been a big year last year, so most of us had a bit of a break over Christmas, which I think everybody enjoyed. But we're gearing up for hopefully another great year.
Yep.
So we're looking forward to 2022, even with all its little humps and bumps that we might come across. But we'll try and do our utmost to iron those out for our customers throughout the year. Yeah.
All right. So if the farmers out there want to know more on ag chem for their farms and everything else, get in contact with their local nutrient person, I would imagine there.
Yeah, they should be well informed. I think we try and keep them up with as much information as we can. So drop into there, and they should be able to portray what's going on.
All right. Dave, thanks for your time today, mate, and all the best for 2022.
Good on you. Thanks, Troy.